ACP, do you see this?
If it ain't official Dana J, Prima Donna News, I don't even want to see it.
But I know that there's more for you, more for us.
Children, rain all night long. Didn't it all, oh, my Lord. Didn't it rain? Didn't it rain, children? Rain all night long. Didn't it all? Didn't it all? Oh, my Lord. Didn't it rain?
You can't run from it. You can't deny it. You can't pass it off. It's your call. God knew what he was doing. He knew who he was calling. And he expertly and intricately detailed every aspect of your life, your being, your persona, your psyche, your physicality, everything about you, from the texture of your hair to the color of your eyes to the way that you laugh to the fingerprint on your thumb. Everything is connected to your calling. And until you walk into the fullness of the thing that you were created for, you will find yourself frustrated. You're called.
This is a manufactured criminal case.
Ridiculous charges.
What happened today was offensive to the Constitution.
They've never articulated the crime here.
Awaken the sleeping giant.
What the radical left Democrats are counting on is your silence and your submission.
No one's going to stop us. No one's going to slow us down.
The only way for us to fight back successfully is to elect Donald Trump in November.
When President Trump came out and said the real verdict will be on November 5th, he couldn't be more right.
But don't get mad. Get motivated.
We will fight for our Constitution. This is long from over. Thank you very much.
May I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Come here. you get lonely, and that's why you call me. You know that I'm coming, you know that I want it. You're making me horny. Wanna know how it tastes, baby? Can't wait, cause this shit sound like black boots, show the secret right there. Attitude, but I got you, baby. We got the thing winding. All night can't stop you, baby. I ain't with the shit. What's the 411 is, baby? Not back in room. Girl, tell me what must I do? What must I do? So tell me, what must I say? What must I do to show how much? Hold up, wait, this shit, Zelle. Black boots, show the secret right there. And I want your body. I love my body. I know you get rowdy, yeah. Wanna know how it tastes, baby? Can't wait, cause this shit sound like black boots, show the secret right there. Attitude, but I got you, baby. You gon' keep the thing running. All night can't stop you, baby. No, I ain't the fake shit. What the 411 is, baby? I'm sorry for you, just tell me what must I do? Yeah. You should come related. This shit, Zelle. Black boots, juicy grinding. Yeah, this shit, Zelle. Black boots, trying to see grinding. This shit feel like grinding.
Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Ooh, yeah, America's the place where your dreams come true, and we don't care about your race. Someone tell Kamala Harris not that smile off her face, and what the fuck she done for the United States? What's up? Fuck Kamala Harris. Fuck Kamala Harris. What she do the last 4 years? This bitch should be embarrassed. Fuck Kamala Harris. Fuck Kamala Harris. Left the borders wide open for the criminals and terrorists. Mainstream news station twisted up the narrative. Pandering to black people, switching up her heritage. She laughing at the state of our country like it's hilarious. America's time to let them hear it. All together saying fuck Kamala Harris. Hi Kamala, bye Kamala. We don't want you, bitch. Like Obama, we don't like Obama or his husband Mitch. Big Mike on the Ellen show, we know that was a dick. And this the best country in the world. Stop trying to fuck with this. No hiding from the lies you helped destroy beside Biden. Inflated gas prices, food rent, we can't provide it. Can't fix the problem when you is the problem. It's a fact, you lying. How's your bank account grow when the rest of ours are dying? Corruption. Yeah, Trump was doing great, y'all interrupted. Y'all done cheated your way into his place. You gave us nothing whole time, kept that smile on your face. When people suffering, ain't no evil piece of shit running this country. Come on, fuck Kamala Harris. Fuck Kamala Harris. What she do the last 4 years? This bitch should be embarrassed. Fuck Kamala Harris. Fuck Kamala Harris. Left the borders wide open for the criminals and terrorists. Mainstream news station twisting up the narrative. Pandering to black people, switching up her heritage. She laughing at the state of our country like it's hilarious. America's time to let them hear it. All together saying fuck Kamala Harris. Y'all been patient, seeing them pass laws for indoctrination on the children, God willing. Y'all fall in the pits of Satan, and all I'm saying is your whole administration done the damaging. Now the whole world just sees the United States of embarrassment. Talking about Kamala can help us, bitch, I'm not hearing it. What she done so far for this country? Hey, I'm just curious.
Let's go.
I'm serious. Everything y'all do just hurt us more. Point blank. Period. Kamala Harris.
Fuck Kamala Harris.
What she do the last 4 years? This bitch should be embarrassed. Fuck Kamala Harris.
Fuck Kamala Harris.
Left the borders wide open for the criminals and terrorists. Mainstream news station twisting up the narrative.
Oh.
Pandering the black
Oh.
people, searching up her heritage.
Oh.
She laughing at the state of our country like it's hilarious. America's time to let them hear it. All together saying fuck Kamala Harris.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to everybody that's here. Oh, yeah, we back, baby. The baddest man in the land is right here. Shout out to everybody that's here. Let everybody know that their favorite blog is now on the airwaves. I get it. I get it. People like, well, Dana, you're not being consistent no more. Today Wednesday, right? So I ain't been on since what, Thursday? Whoo. Shout out, let everybody know that I'm here. But I get it. The conversation that I'm having over here, a lot of people were scared to have. And I get it. Because it's very uncomfortable. It makes you look at who you really are. It makes you look at the man in the mirror. And a lot of people don't want to look at the man in the mirror. So I get it. Shout out to everybody that's here. Shout out to the Dream Team. What's going on, y'all? Y'all are the baddest group of people I know. Shout out to the folks that's watching. I already know it's not going to be a lot of people watching because some folks are just stuck in their ways. And that's fine. And that's fine. Because everybody wants you to listen to their point of view until it's time for you to shout out your point of view. And then when you point out your point of view, then you're wrong. Oh, I get it. What up, Daniel? I see my guy, Daniel Davenport, is in the building. Man, y'all go over to Instagram and hit up Daniel Davenport, man. He got one of the hottest channels out there. And, you know, he's not for either one. He's just in the middle. Hey, Daniel, drop your IG channel in the chat for me, brother. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, a lot of things that we're going to talk about over here today is going to make some people uncomfortable. Just like in my intro, fuck Kamala Harris. I mean that. Some people just be saying it to be saying it. What up, bro? What up, Terrence? I see you. I mean that. People is not as deep into the politics world as I might be. Some folks might be in a little deeper than me. But last night, I had the chance to go and watch Donald Trump in action. And hey, Gospel Glam, what's going on? I see you. Hey, Faith. Hey, Judah. What up, Willie? Hey, Mama Love. And I got to see Donald Trump in action. But the first thing I want to say is Midas Touch. I got to talk about this channel. Midas Touch, you are a hating ass white boy. And I'm coming at you like that because you make things uncomfortable by spreading lies and disinformation. Now, let's go there. People did not walk out of Trump's rally yesterday. The people that were leaving were the 3,000 folks that didn't have a seat. And they didn't want to stand on the inside of the outside of the door to watch what was going on. So they left to go back to their cars because they got there late. So when you going over there saying, oh no, people walking on a Trump rally, no. We was packed to the brim like sardines in an overtight can at the Cobb Energy Center last night. And the people that were leaving, once again, they were people who didn't have seats that were standing around on the wall, going all the way around. It was a fire hazard, and the fire marshal was definitely there, so they had to go. So when people start spreading lies, make sure there's nobody there that can combat your lies, because I was there. I was there from the time my homegirl Michaela came and destroyed all the way to the big orange man Donald Trump shed his tears and said what he said. Now, before I get into hey Tanil, what's going on? Miss Lady T, what's up? Y'all go ahead and become a member over here, y'all. Y'all come on and become a member over here. And like I say, Daniel Davenport is in the chat. And he'll tell you, if people was leaving, Daniel would say, oh yeah, they was leaving. Wasn't nobody leaving at all. It was shoulder to shoulder all the way in that joint. But it's cool because, see, when people tell things, they always want to make their candidate look like they doing a great thing. No, people walked out of Kamala Harris joint. And if you think I'm lying, I'll call some folks on the phone that was there, and then I will interview them, and they'll tell you why they left. Facts. They'll tell you why they left. Daniel said what? It was Pat. Truth. Facts. I called one of my homegirls just to see if she wanted to go, but she ain't answer the phone. So I was like, forget it. I'm going. You ain't going to be able to roll me in there, but I can get you to the door. Because I ain't had no inside passes. I can get you to the I can get you to the door. Shout out to Michaela, because she did her thing last night. She had 7 minutes to deliver a breathtaking speech, and she did. Shout out to Michaela. So before we get into the Trump and Harris thing, let's jump into what happened today. People saying Bigmeech came home. He did not. Bigmeech has been transferred to a halfway house. But the great thing is you didn't call me, and you're not even in the city, Gospel Glenn. What are you talking about? If I wouldn't have seen your video of you being out in Missouri, then I would have called you, because you was who I was calling first. But Bigmeech is in a halfway home, right? And we're going to go here and we're going to read this. Bigmeech reportedly released from federal prison and transferred to halfway house. Okay. They say Demetrius Bigmeech Flannery, the infamous leader of the Black Mafia family BMF, is making headlines again. This time with reports suggesting he has been moved out of federal prison and into a halfway house. This move marks a significant step toward his eventual release, which had previously been scheduled for 2028, but was shortened to 2025 after a judge granted a reduction in his sentence earlier this year. Recent searches of the Bureau of Prisons BOP website show that Flannery is currently listed as not in BOP custody, although his official release date is still noted as 2026. The status update has sparked speculation and excitement among supporters who have been eagerly awaiting his return. Here's what we know so far. Demetrius Flannery, registered number 13037-078, age 56, race black, sex male, status not in BOP custody, release date 1/27/2026. What does not in BOP custody mean? When an inmate status is listed as not in BOP custody, it indicates that they are no longer under the jurisdiction of the federal prison system. However, this doesn't necessarily mean they are entirely free. Here are some possible reasons for this status. 1, transferred to another system. The inmate could be transferred to a state prison, county jail, or other correctional facility outside the BOP. 2, halfway house placement. Inmates nearing the end of their sentence are sometimes moved to a halfway house where they can begin the transition back into society while still under supervision. 3, release on parole and supervised release. Some inmates are released from prison but remain under federal supervision. such as on parole or with conditions of supervised release. 4. Court appearance or legal proceedings. The inmate could be out of BOP custody temporarily for a court appearance or other legal obligations. Given these responsibilities, it appears Bigmeech may now be in a halfway house or a similar transitional facility as he prepares for his final release date. Bigmeech's sentence has been the subject of much attention in recent years. Originally sentenced to 30 years for his role in running one of the largest drug trafficking organizations in U.S. history. Flannery time behind bars was reduced after a judge granted him a 32-month reduction in his sentence. This decision came as part of a broader trend in criminal justice reform aimed at reducing sentences for nonviolent drug offenders. Earlier this year, we report that his sentence reduction would make him eligible for release in 2025, 3 years ahead of his previously scheduled date in 2028. However, recent developments suggested that he may actually be out of BOP custody even sooner than anticipated, possibly due to good behavior or participation in programs designed to prepare inmates for re-entry. Bigmeech and his brother Terry Southwest T. Flannery founded the Black Mafia family in the late 1980s, building a sprawled drug empire that operated in multiple states across the U.S. At its height, BMF was responsible for moving large quantities of cocaine and reportedly brought in hundreds of millions of dollars. The organization also had deep ties into the music industry. Helping to fund artists and promoting their brand through the glamorous, flashy lifestyle associated with hip-hop culture. I'm going to stop there for a minute. I wonder why now they want to release Meech. Here's the nail in the coffin. I've been telling y'all for the longest time. They will use people that don't like people against people. So if they're going to charge Diddy for Wolf, the only person that know is who? Hey, Galatians. What up, Judah? And the only person that know, hey, Marcia, the only person that will know about the Wolf situation is who? Meech, right? And I do believe that Meech had the time, that was part of his time, right? That was part of his time that he had to serve on that 30-year joint. And they put it all in one and they ran it concurrent. Don't forget that daintezjackson also told you that too. Like, I'm going to keep reminding y'all that a lot of stuff that people are going around saying, oh my God, I didn't know this happened. No, I told you this 4 and 5 years ago. Especially on the Trump situation. I told y'all this stuff 3 years ago on the Trump situation, but we ain't get there yet. So in recent years, Meech's story has captured the public's imagination, thanks in part to the hit Starz series BMF, which chronicles the rise of the Flannery brothers and their impact on the drug trade and hip-hop. The show, produced by rapper 50 Cent, has helped introduce a new generation to the BMF legend, and interest in Bigmeech's release has only grown. With reports suggesting that Bigmeech has been moved to a halfway house, it appears that the Black Mafia family leader is now in the re-entry phase of his sentence. Halfway houses are designed to help inmates reintegrate into society, offering services like job training, substance abuse counseling, and education programs. During this time, Meech will likely be under strict supervision and may have to follow certain rules, such as curfews and regular check-ins. All right. So, with Bigmeech about to come home, I keep telling everybody, it's about to be fun. It's about to be fun. It's about to be fun. And the ride I'm about to take y'all on now is simply in the ride of, we are in day 2 of early voting, right? And time to get serious now. The question is, how do you feel with you walking around in today's society and not knowing who you are, but your enemy know exactly who you are and use it against you? Hey, Tiffany. Hey, Angela. How do you feel about that? And trust me, and if you on this page, you must know that we talk in politics. Even if you don't like what I'm saying, just listen. Because everything I say comes back full circle. Just like when I go live in the morning tomorrow to talk about R. Kelly. Everything I say go full circle. Make it make sense. So, how do you feel when you don't know who you are, but your enemy know exactly who you are? And you running around saying, oh my God, we worship Jesus. And you got a picture of the Borges de Bendero sitting on your wall as Jesus. So the powers that be laughing at you and saying, these idiots are dumb. We can tell them anything. If you think I'm lying, we're going to give you Kamala Harris. Watch this. I wasn't going to say nothing. But when I see people getting a Jedi mind trick, not once, not twice, but 3 times, I'm now starting to question, do y'all really know who y'all are? Step 1. When the Fruitville Station situation came out, and she told everybody, I ain't had nothing to do with that. But then when the paperwork came out, you was the DA on the case. That's 1. 2, when you ran for president and didn't get not 1 vote, but Joe Biden was told to use you by Obama to get the melanated vote. You came out and the people ran with you because the women said it's a revolution. We got a woman running for vice president. It's a revolution. And then you came back and said, get behind me, y'all. I'm going to give you chucks and pearls. And you seen all of the sorrow and doing all that stupid shit, right? Oh, I'm going to say it. Hold on, time out. Liam Payne from One Direction just passed away after falling from a hotel room. Oh my God. We praying for Liam Payne. He just passed away at 31 years old from falling from a hotel room. I just got that on the hot box. So everybody was like, oh yeah, Chucks and Pearls. We going to Chucks and Pearls. And they was even going out buying fake pearls and going to get Chuck Taylors. And I said, look at this shit. I said, look at this. These people are stupid. At that point, I realized that the melanated folks fall for anything. And I know some folks ain't going to like me, but guess what? I don't give a fuck. Because I'm going to speak my mind. And the drop off, folks gonna be like, oh no, I can't listen to him. Oh no, no. I am who I am. So I realized that not only did Kamala Harris didn't get 1 vote, right? She didn't get not 1 vote, but she was elected or selected by the Democratic Party elites of Obama and them to be the running mate of Joe Biden. Why? Because they didn't want you to know that Obama and Kamala was running the country. So for 3.5 years, y'all saying, let's give Kamala a chance. She had a chance. Oh no, she was the vice president. The president, the fraudulent president, was incompetent. ruled by a judge, incompetent to stand trial. So if anybody know politics, when you are incompetent to stand trial, you are definitely incompetent to run a country. So what did they do? They drug out the voting revolt. They said, oh no, it's an insurrection. How can something be an insurrection when y'all are letting them in and showing them around and giving them a tour? Make this make sense. Oh, we seen people busting out the windows. That was Antifa. I got the video, and I will be showing the video. Not today, but I will be showing the video when they was in the trees changing clothes out of Antifa into Trump gear. See, this is the live that people don't want. And in the process, I'm going to say, go vote. But vote like your life depends on it. It's either Trump or communism. And a lot of y'all that's out here talking, that's working a 9 to 5, ain't ready for communism. As Killer Mike said, y'all don't want a war. Y'all scared of a war. Strike 3. In order to be on a ticket, you got to run for that position. Kamala Harris never ran for the position. Once again, she was selected by the Obama and the elites. Then you got ignorant colored folks. If you notice, I'm not using the word black. You got ignorant colored folks that's running around talking about, I'm voting for Kamala. I'm voting for Kamala. Well, I got a question. In 22 days, right? What can she do in 4 years that she couldn't have already done 4 years before? Nobody can answer that. What do y'all do? Y'all just run. Oh, no, Donald Trump, he's a felon. He's this, he did. Do your research. The forefathers were felons. Booyah. Hold on. Do your research. The forefathers were felons. I got one better for you. Y'all saying that Donald Trump is a felon, right? Oh, yeah, he was found guilty in a court of law amongst his peers. Watch this. Have you looked at Donald Trump's jury box in New York? Not one Republican there, all Democrats, and everybody that hated Donald Trump. Have you looked at the judge? Judge Merchant hated Donald Trump, hates Donald Trump. His daughter is Kamala Harris' advisor. His daughter was secretly running campaign to garner money to give to her father to go against Trump in the courthouse. Hold on. Have you looked at the trial? Oh, other folks can bring in paperwork, but as soon as Trump and his team wanted to bring in paperwork that's true, oh no, it's a gag order. When Trump wanted to expose about his daughter and what his daughter was doing for her father, oh no, it's a gag order. We're going to lock you up. So I posted it. And all the other people posted it. This is not a game. We are entering the year of the war. So it's either you get down or you lay down. I'm sorry to bring it that way, but that's where we're hitting. And with that being said, it's sick because they know who we are, but we don't. You think I'm lying? Check this out.
Father Vladimir Ivanov, recently rediscovered, we find the most interesting collection of Christian icons. High interest for two reasons. Number one, it depicts the various Christian icons as black. And number two, this is not found in Western Europe, but well in Eastern Europe and Russia. This means that black people were venerated as deities from Spain to France, Italy, Germany, and all the way to Russia. In some, all over Europe. There are at least 500 black Madonnas in Europe, not counting the ones hidden in the Vatican, 128 in France alone, and you need to remember that these icons survived multiple waves of iconoclasm. This means that in the past, they would have been ubiquitous throughout Europe, before the great artists like Michelangelo and Leonardo were commissioned to start painting the classic Europeanized face of Jesus that we know today. So then, as always, if we ask the critical questions, if the mainstream historical narrative is true, and that black people have never achieved anything of note in history, why then were they depicted and venerated all over Europe? Even more intriguing, what were black people doing in so many depictions, descriptions, sculptures, and plays in Europe at all? For those who have been listening, it is simply because they were present in such numbers and it yielded such influence that even the planned erasure and systematic destruction of the icon survived from Western Europe to Eastern Europe, from Germany to Italy. Russian icons by Father Vladimir Ivanov, recently rediscovered, we find the most interesting collection of Christian icons. It is of high interest for two reasons. Number one, it depicts the various Christian icons as black. And number two, this is not found in Western Europe, but well in Eastern Europe and Russia. This means that black people were venerated as deities from Spain to...
So what does that tell you? So what is that telling you? That everything that you have been taught have been a goddamn lie. That's why they want you to believe Russia is the enemy. Is Russia really the enemy? Or is Russia holding all the secrets that the United States don't want out there? Because when the United States secret comes out, and I believe Trump going to tell it, he have to. When he tell the secret, all of the reptilians and all of the so-called Nazis and neophytes are going to really run scared. Because at that point, we as colored people will not be able to contain the anger that's going to come from us. But one thing I noticed is that we always have some. We always have some that'll sit back and hang with the enemy. And you know what they say? Oh, Donald Trump is the enemy. So if Donald Trump is the enemy, right? Why was he so beloved until he ran for president? New Black Panther put it out there. He said, they know the truth. That's what he said. Hold on. They know the truth, but deceive us. Judah said, we are the real Jews. Did y'all read about them crackers skinning our ancestors and making boot covers and shoes? I was crying from being pissed. Well, one thing you got to understand is that, and Kamala Harris' dad was a slave owner in India. But wait. I thought he was Jamaican. I thought he was Jamaican. I thought he was Jamaican, man. Come on, Bumbleclot. You are being deceived. Anytime you have the Caucasians coming over to side with the melanated folks and they know the truth and they trying to tell you the truth and you don't want to hear it, Donald Trump is being used by God to bring correction to America. Like I say, I have an argument for every front. For them, you don't see not one Muslim going for Kamala Harris. But you know what you do see? You see these bull crap ass Christians that say, oh, I'm a Christian. Really? You see all the Christians, I'm voting for Kamala Harris. Okay, stop, pause. If you're a Christian, right? Do you believe in Jesus? No, I'm going to take it deeper. Do you believe in Yahweh? If you do, how can you vote for Kamala Harris? Because God said, love what I love and hate what I hate, right? So she's for same-sex marriage. She's for a stronger LGBTQ, XYZ, elemental P, 1, 2, 3 government. She was cool and excited when they made mockery of the Last Supper at the Olympics. But yet, y'all still want to vote for that. So why are you at that point, Dana? Because the cheating has started. Here in Georgia, Judge McBurney cites January the 6th as reason for stopping Georgia hand count vote. Hold on. So now Judge McBurney is saying that no, you cannot hand count. No, you cannot hand count in the state of Georgia. No, you cannot hand count in the state of Georgia. An Atlanta judge has blocked a new rule that would have required Georgia ballots cast in this election to be counted by hand. The Fulton County Superior Court Judge Robert McBurney wrote that voters still have a memory of the January the 6th riot at the Capitol. Hold on. Whose fault was that? Whose fault was that? That's all I want to know is whose fault was the January the 6th situation? Was it Trump? Ooh. Was it Trump's or was it Nancy Pelosi's? Do you want to talk about it or do you not? Then it says this election season is fraught. No, I'm sorry. I gotta go back. In which former President Donald Trump supporters tried to stop Congress from certifying President Joe Biden's election win. Huh? This election season is fraught. Memories of January the 6th have not faded away. Regardless of one's view of that date's fame or infamy, anything that adds uncertainty and disorder to the electoral process deserves the public, he wrote in his decision on Tuesday. In September, the Republican-led State Election Board, SEB, voted the rule stipulating that election workers in Georgia must count each ballot by hand. What's wrong with that? Democrats have accused Republicans of trying to introduce a rules to delay and fuse the count process in a crucial state in the presidential election. McBurney noted that the rule initially looks like a good idea, but it will lead to confusion. How? On paper, the hand count rule, if properly promulgated, appears consistent with the SEB's mission of ensuring fair, legal, and orderly elections. It does. It is, at base, simply a check of ballot counts, a human eyeball confirmation that the machine counts match reality, he wrote. Facts. But that is not what confronts Georgia's today. Given the timing of the rule's passage, a rule that introduces a new and substantive rule on the eve of election for more than 7,500 poll workers who will not have received any formal, cohesive, or consistent training, and that allows for our paper ballots, the only tangible proof of who voted for whom, to be handled multiple times by multiple people following an exhausting election day, all before they are securely transported to the official tabulation center. does not contribute to lessening the tension or boosting the confidence of the public for this election. You a goddamn lie. You a lie. Which now shows me that the NAACP got in his pocket. I know people talking about, well, Dana, stop saying that about the NAACP. Oh, no, I'm about to show you something. Newsweek has contacted the SEB email for comment. And Tuesday's ruling, McBurney wrote that the hand count rule is too much, too late, and granted a temporary injunction while he considers the issue further. Stop. Watch this. They had 3 years to train these folks. They lollygagged. They drugged their foot. They fought against everything certain Republicans wanted. Even some Republicans fought against this. This is what I mean when I say bullshiznit on the table. Clearly, the SEB believes that the hand count rule is smart election policy, and it may be right. But the timing of its passage make implementation now quite wrong, the judge said. Okay, watch this. If y'all see Judge Bernie in Fulton County on the ballot, you vote against him. Get him out of there. You do not vote for Judge Bernie. It's time to drama and all the fake shit out of the courts. He added, it might work in a subsequent election. Once staff and had training, perhaps for a subsequent election after the Secretary of State's office and the 150 plus local election boards have time to prepare, budget, and train, but not for this one. He wrote. Now watch this. I need y'all to help me make this make sense. You have one of the most important elections coming up, right? And you already done seen that on 2020, the election was stolen from Donald Trump. We all know that because you see the election interference and election integrity, and you see different voter tabulations coming up wrong now. And you're seeing different people suing everybody. Why wouldn't you want to keep the integrity in the state of Georgia and one of the swing states where they're saying that all the integrity is gone from? So I don't need to read no more of that, right? Because that's all that's going to make you angry. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to read no more of that. But what I am going to do is show you who starts celebrating. Now watch this. He's my boy. But when he's wrong, he's wrong. And I'm known for calling people to the carpet. But you see Gerald Griggs put out there yesterday in total 305,089,000 Georgia voters voted early, breaking record for the first of early voting. Let's keep going, Georgia. Hashtag Georgia POL, hashtag NAACP. So, okay, but that's cool. But after the judge come out, look who starts celebrating. Breaking. A Fulton County judge, Robert McBurney, has issued an injunction blocking the Georgia State Election Board's hand count rule. This is a significant victory. Hold on. This is a significant victory. Now look, you got the president for the NAACP that's saying it's a victory to not have the clear cut and truth for the election. Now, I told Gerald Griggs a couple times, I said, man, you got to go live and talk about this. Gerald said, what do we got to talk about, Dana? What do we got to talk about? We don't got to talk about nothing. Oh, yeah, we got a lot to talk about because you are boasting in a sound of a victory because you said this is a significant victory. Means what? Y'all are now banking on cheating. And it says, breaking. A Fulton County McBurney has issued an injunction blocking the Georgia State Election Board's hand count rule. This is a significant victory. Where's the victory in that? That's all it does is causes more chaos. It causes more chaos. Because now folks going to look at 2020 back again. Now watch this. For the people that say, why are you worried about 2020? For shit like that. If you would have took care of the kinks, the screws, the dents, and the dams before 2024, we wouldn't be going through another 2020 situation again. But I'm going to tell you this much. The Democrats are planning a civil war. And you don't think we not on? The Democratic Party said if Donald Trump wins, they will not certify the election. But you don't see no Democrats or no people supporting Kamala Harris saying, that's wrong. We can't do that. But Donald Trump said, let's march to the Capitol peacefully and patriotically, and let's let our voices be heard. And the first thing they say, insurrection. But what about when the gay people broke into the White House 2 weeks after that? And Nancy Pelosi and the lamestream media swept it under the rug. Wasn't that an insurrection too? Because they held everybody captive. I'm just saying. You don't see none of them being locked up and drugged before Congress. Make it make sense. Like I said, the truth is going to come from this channel. I ain't worried about all the other channels. But the truth is going to come from this channel. The truth is going to come from this channel, like I said. And for Midas Spade, I do want to help you out with something, idiot. That's my boy Daniel, the one that was in the chat. Well, that's Patricia. She gave us an impromptu interview. I will be releasing that interview soon. That's me and Patricia again. This is from last night. But you've seen a mixture of Caucasian folks and colored folks. You ain't see not one black folk in here. And you want me to tell you why you ain't see a black folk? Because black is a shade, not a color. And you see the duo that nobody can hang with. You see Michaela and you see Dana. That's my dog. And I rock for my dog. I rock for my... I put it out there. So when I talk about things that might scare you, it's because I'm bringing facts, right? Now, I'm about to bring you a video, right, that they don't want you to know about. They don't even want you to see. So check this out.
Wrong.
Oh dear, yes. Look at Greenland.
Okay.
Now look at Africa.
Okay.
The two land masses appear to be roughly the same size.
Yes.
Would it blow your mind if I told you that Africa is in reality 14 times larger?
Yes.
Here we have Europe, drawn considerably larger than South America. When at 6.9 square miles, South America is double the size of Europe's 3.8 million.
Alaska appears 3 times as large as Mexico, when Mexico is larger by 0.1 million square miles.
Germany appears in the middle of the map when it's the northernmost quarter of the Earth.
Wait. Relative size is one thing, but you're telling me that Germany isn't where we think it is?
Nothing's where you think it is.
Where is it?
I'm glad you asked. The Peters projection.
It has fidelity of axis.
Fidelity of position.
East-west lines are parallel and intersect north-south axes at right angles.
What the hell is that?
It's where you've been living this whole time.
You're saying the map is wrong?
So I tell you that everything that they told you was a lie. Yes, This is now being called the United States of America. Why is this called the United States? Because it unites East and West. It's in the middle. But this is really Turtle Island. And if you look at Turtle Island, it wasn't no Africans here. I'm gonna let that sink in. But I'm gonna go here for the terrifying and Kamala Harris news. My homegirl Candace Owens broke it down specifically, and this is terrifying. Kamala Harris' family is completely made up. Uh-oh. What you mean, Dana? Check it out. Shout out to Melanie of the script, because she got to play this first. So I'm just going to take it from her. Let's go.
You can stop everything because this is officially the only podcast that you need to listen to today. Yesterday, I received an email from a woman all the way in New Zealand who decided to turn into Sherlock and fully dedicate herself to investigating Kamala Harris and all of these missing documents and all of these questions. And what she uncovered is potentially so shocking and so alarming that we can officially close the $1,000 bounty because she's earned it. She's going to receive the full 1K, because this is now getting dark and twisted. And my suspicions about Kamala Harris potentially pretending that the help was her family maybe have been confirmed. I'm going to let you guys judge. Don't want to get way ahead of myself, but do not go away. Welcome back to Candace.
Hey guys, so this is Melanie off script. This isn't my main channel, but on my main channel, Melanie King, I posted a video where Candace Owens essentially dug deep, went into the birth records, the death records, and also marriage records, and pulled out so much information about Kamala Harris and her family. And essentially, it's just a mess. The picture, you know, I'm not going to go into it here. You can go to my channel. I think she's going to do a little bit of a recap here, but you're going to want to watch it in depth. And again, I will post the original below. But it is so bizarre because the person that she is claiming as her grandmother in her book that was published in 2019, the woman that is in there could not be her grandmother because her grandmother died 4 years before she was even born. She has a picture of the woman standing next to her when she's about in her 20s. And then she has a picture of the same woman looking older, holding her as a baby. So it's just really bizarre, and things are not adding up. You can't find the records of where her grandparents got married. It is just seems like a lot of deception, but it is absolutely, there is no doubt who Kamala Harris is claiming is her Black grandmother is not her grandmother and could not be her grandmother, because again, that woman died 4 years before Kamala Harris was born. So that's just to lay the foundation. Let's get into this earth-shattering news that Candace Owens is going to tell you in her investigation that she did, trying to dig deeper into Kamala Harris's family history in Jamaica.
Need UGC for your business? Find me, any other skilled creators on Fiverr or
Here, I mean, I'm just shaking. So look, if you're jumping into this, you got to stop and you got to go back 2 episodes and play catch up, episode 70 and episode 71, because we're not going to do too much recapping because I want to jump right into this. Basically, someone came for Janet Jackson and I answered the door. It was a discrepancy that was in Kamala's book, a woman that she said was her grandmother, named picture of her and her grandmother Beryl. Here it is, visiting my paternal grandmother Beryl in Jamaica. And then I did just a brief search online and found out that Beryl allegedly died 4 years before Kamala was born. So that's a major red flag. Then I had a little bit of a gut instinct. The photos that were being presented of Kamala and her grandparents, great grandmother and Beryl, I just felt that the women, or the woman, because I think they look remarkably alike, I just felt that maybe this woman was the help. And I'm not saying that because she's Black. I'm not racist against Black people. I am Black. I'm saying this because there's just a lack of emotion there. Like, I don't know if it's just my grandparents, but when they're with you, they're like super cuddly and cute, and this woman's just very serious each time that she's being featured here. So anyways, what happened was we saw,
but outside of that, I will say there are some grandparents, especially depending on the culture, who are kind of like that, very stern, very stoic. Irish slave owners to her, they had
a Y. Now that to me signaled that maybe she definitely is the helper, and I'll tell you why. So my grandfather, before he passed away, maybe like 10 years before he passed away, I got kind of obsessed with trying to find all of these documents pertaining. If you couldn't read and write, in July of 1944, and I want to be clear, this woman could have potentially just been the help, maybe like on my scent. Convinced, obviously, you know, I lean into the conspiracy mindset because we've been lied to so many times. But like I said, we did find that marriage certificate between Beryl and Lawford Newland, which was in July of 1944. And I want to be clear, guys, we know for a fact this is the correct Beryl. So we're not confused here and looking for more documentation when it comes to the birth or the marriage, because the correct parents are listed. You can see Patrick Finnegan is listed. And so you know that Beryl's parents are Iris Finnegan and Patrick Finnegan. So that is the correct parent, the correct marriage certificate. But we had no idea who Lawford Newland was. We had no idea that Beryl had allegedly been married after she birthed Donald Harris. That would be Kamala Harris's father. That was like quite strange. She would have been 6 years old in 1944. Donald Harris was born in 1938. So this means that she got married to this guy, Lawford Newland, and she had a 6-year-old. So I thought that was quite strange. I couldn't find anything on Lawford Newland, but somebody on the team was able to determine that he arrived on a ship to New Orleans. He arrived in New Orleans, from Jamaica in May of 1943. So we're showing you here the ship manifest, and Lawford Newland is on the ship, and he is listed as, he's listed as a Negro. He's Black. It says his marital status is single. That would be correct because this would have been a trip the year before he got married to Beryl. So quite strangely, he went to New Orleans, and then I guess he at some point had to have gone back just a year later to get married.
You know what I find strange here, and I don't think she mentions it on here. It says person in old country relationship, a wife. So essentially, this guy, if you're tracking, okay, so Kamala Harris's, father was supposed to be born in 1938, right? And 1938, but then there's no record of the father that they claim, actually marrying her. So, but that son was born. Then when that son was born, when he was 6 years old, then there is now a marriage record. So there's no marriage record between her grandmother and her grandfather, right? Even though they say that they were married. But then she has a child in 1938. When she gets married she gets married 6 years later, she has a 6-year-old son who is Kamala's father, right? Now, the man that she actually marries is this Lawford Newland, right? So he goes to America. They find that he went to America the year before he gets married to Kamala Harris's grandmother, okay? And then he returns that same year and then marries Kamala Harris's grandmother. But look here, he was supposed to be going to America single as an unmarried man, but look what it says, person in old country relationship, wife. I don't know if you can see that at the bottom. It says that he has a wife back home in Jamaica already. So how could he have a wife in Jamaica? He goes to the United States, then he comes back to goes back to Jamaica, then marries Kamala Harris's grandmother, who has a 6-year-old son already from a supposed first marriage. It's just Lawford Newland. People are trying to figure out where did he come from. But I just saw that there. He already had a wife when he went back and married Beryl. Did he get a divorce really fast? And then none of these records are making sense.
Uh-oh. So what it said is Kamala has been frauding the whole time. But hold on. It get worse. Because Kamala bombs the town hall meeting yesterday. Here we go. Now, CNN don't want y'all to see this. But guess what? I got it. Let's go.
Out of the blame. I mean, the first 3 years, y'all did get a lot of things wrong with it.
No, Charlamagne, within hours of being inaugurated, first bill passed before we did the Inflation Reduction Act, before we did the bipartisan infrastructure, before we did the Safer Communities Act to deal with gun violence.
Vice President Kamala Harris just wrapped up an audio town hall that was an utter disaster, okay?
Their own interests. When the finger wave start. At them.
Well, thank you for highlighting that. I do have the support of over 200 Republicans who worked for various administrations, include everyone going back to Ronald Reagan, to the Bushes, to John McCain and Mitt Romney, and including Liz Cheney. And I'm very proud to have her support. And I believe many of them who may have voted for Trump before are supporting me because they know the stakes are so high in terms of our very democracy and rule of law. And
so the finger wagging today or tomorrow.
I think what is happening is that we are all working on reminding of what is at stake, and that is very important.
Why is she celebrating that she had over 200 Republicans endorse? We are not stupid, Vice President. We that these individuals represent the establishment, okay? The everyday American does not want to hear from these people. They don't care that these people have endorsed you. They haven't done anything, people like you haven't done anything for everyday Americans. So I don't see how that is something to celebrate. Why would you celebrate Liz Cheney and Dick Cheney? We know that he had actually the lowest approval rate of any vice president, even Kamala Harris. I learned this the other day. So I don't think that's something you go around celebrating. And I also don't think shaming people in order to get them to vote for who you want them to vote for is the solution. And what do you see from the left? They do the things that they are accusing Trump of doing. The bottom line is, I just think that was crazy. Okay. So let's move to reparations, because there is a part of the Black community that I guess wakes up every day and they want to see reparations passed in this country. And of course, Kamala Harris, she has flip-flopped on this so many times, but here's her most up-to-date position on it.
My question to you is, what's your stance on reparations? We all know that America came great, off the backs of free Black labor. How progressive are you on making it a priority and righting America's wrongs? It's understood that you are running for president for all people of America. Asking for specifics for Black communities doesn't mean don't do for others, but Black Americans are heavily asked to vote Democrat in every election for over half a century with very little concern. What are your plans to address these very important issues and change that narrative?
I'll take that. Thank you. And thank you for your work. So to your point, yes, I am running to be a president for all Americans. That being said, I do have clear eyes about the disparities that exist and the context in which they exist, meaning history, to your point. So my agenda, well, first of all, on the point of reparations, it has to be studied. There's no question about that. And I've been very clear about that position. In terms of my immediate plan, I will tell you a few of the following. One, as it relates to the economy, which is a lot of what you have addressed. Look, I grew up in the middle class. My mother, worked hard, me and my sister. And by the time I was in high school, she was able to afford our first home. I know what it means for an individual and a family to have home ownership. I also know, in the context of history, nobody got 40 acres and a mule.
Oh, man. How do you go from reparations to you grew up in a middle-class home? At this point, we know she's not listening to her campaign. I would imagine the people who run her campaign told her, stop saying that. But I don't think she can help it. She is a career politician. It is muscle memory for her to repeat the same thing over and over and over again. It doesn't matter if it's going to or not. It's who she is. Now, the problem with her, instead of Trump, because we know Trump is who he is, and he's going to say the same thing over and over and over again. But the difference is when he says it, it's entertaining and people connect to it. When she says it, people are like, why do you sound like a robot? Right. And this goes back to why people feel that she isn't fake. It goes back to why black men are not supporting her. Not my opinion. That's what the polls are saying. And Clown Lemon actually recently went on CNN today to express that point. Let's just briefly hear that comment from him.
All black voters, Kamala Harris, 63%. And then when you look at the real votes, the exit polls in 2020, Biden got 75, Hillary Clinton got 81, got even more than Biden. Then specifically, and that's the margin, I should say. You're talking about black male voters, specifically, Harris is plus 53, Biden plus 60, and Clinton is 69. Now, you have been traveling. You've been talking to a lot of voters. And I will just say that you texted me right around the Democratic convention, and you said, I am talking to people, and Kamala Harris has a problem with black men.
Yeah. And I told the campaign I did not hear from them. I mean, who am I for them to get back to me? But there's a problem. And look, I went from battleground state to battleground state. When they invited me to the convention, I didn't just want to fly there. I said, I'm going to go and talk to voters in battleground states. And I did. It was not curated. I went up to people just doing man on the street. It's who are you going to vote for? Black men. And time after time after time, they said, I'm voting for Donald Trump.
Why?
Now, there are reasons why. They said, because most of the time they said, well, for economic reasons.
Okay, so not only is Kamala Harris desperate, but we know Clown Lemon, he got fired from CNN. I mean, this guy, just a waste of talent, in my personal opinion. I don't understand how you could work for CNN that long and be the bad.
So with that being said, and I got to breeze through this because I got 30 minutes left. So, hold on. Sorry. So what I got to do now is show y'all this right here. Would you vote for this lady right here? Check it out.
That is disproportionately negatively impacting black and brown people all across this country today. Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you,
I want to bring the conversation back to the broken.
So why would you vote for somebody that's totally against the melanated man? That's the question that I have for the sisters. But one thing I must say, the left is losing it. And this should be funny. Check this out. But to the sisters, why would you vote for someone against the same melanated man that y'all supposed to be fighting for? Make that make sense. Let's go.
Is losing it. And a reminder, you don't hate the leftist media enough. You think you do, but then they go and pull something like this. Here is ABC deliberately and decepting a clip that turns Kamala Harris from weak and incoherent to strong and decisive. Watch the original clip that they posted that was widely mocked, followed by the version that went to air on Monday night. See if you can spot the not-so-sufferance.
Seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
We're not going to stop pursuing necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this end.
That second part wasn't his answer. Where did they find that? Goodness me. Now, soon I'll be bringing you Kamala's top 6 worst moments from The View today. But first, let's go to this character again. This time he's boasting about making his colleagues feel uncomfortable in various eateries.
My job involves multiple work sites, and that sometimes means I'm with other colleagues, and we leave one place and walk to another, and we'll stop at a bodega or a coffee shop along the way. This has happened several times, which is why I'm sharing this. We're in the coffee shop, I'm ordering my drink. Oh, here's your change, ma'am. Oh, ma'am, here's your coffee. Your order's ready, miss. Y'all, the discomfort my colleagues experience seeing me out in the world being treated as a woman is hilarious and also deeply sad. Talking visibly uncomfortable, crawling out of their skin.
To the lefty heartland of California, the one-party state where Democrats dominate. If you want to see what the Democrats' vision for America is, then just have a look at California. It's going really well there. Have a look at what they call street takeovers, which are essentially wild mobs going on crime sprees with little fear of arrest or consequences. Watch what happened on Sunday when a lone 7-Eleven worker tried to protect his store. Sadly, he can't hold the mob at bay for too long. He gave it a red-hot go, but in the end, the mob wins.
People are literally changing their bodies, changing their lives, changing their futures, and we can
Let's check in on former MSNBC host Keith Olbermann. He calls on Biden to deport US citizen Elon Musk. This is really sad and normal.
Time to cancel all the contracts and reassess his immigration status and hopefully deport him out of the country. And if we can't do that by conventional means, President Biden, you have presidential immunity. Get Elon Musk the out of our country and do it now.
Now to a male teacher who is upset that only one of his students has noticed or commented on his boobies. Here is another ad for homeschooling.
One of my students, a teenager, was ranting to me about how it's...
Pause. Look at the upper right-hand corner. Now you see who Antifa is, y'all. Look at it. It say at Anita 74458. It is short for Antifa, but go ahead.
It's so easy for her to notice. How come no one else has noticed? She's kind of got a point. And like, I'm not actually hiding. Purple curly hair, cat's eye glasses in the classroom, painted nails all the time, bracelets. I wear skinny jeans. How did people not notice? How have they not noticed B cups yet?
Here's another reminder that you don't hate the leftist media enough. You think you do, but then you see this.
The laughable Donald Trump took a bullet for democracy versus a president who wants to put the country first.
And don't Antifa always live up to the opposite of their name? They're supposed to be anti-fascists, but they are the fascists. And here is one of their Canadian activists proudly proclaiming that, yes, they celebrate the barbarity of October 7th.
And so we see the fascist newspaper saying we are here to celebrate the 7th of October. Well, yes, we are here to celebrate the 7th of October.
As a wise woman once said, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. Okay, we've waited long enough. Let's see the horror that is Kamala Harris and the ladies of The View all together. It started bad and it only got worse. Here are the top 6 worst moments. Well, to be honest, they're all bad. I just picked these randomly. Coming in at number 6 was the introduction by Whoopi. Get your buckets ready. She laid it on thick.
Please welcome back the next president of the United States.
Oh my God, so exciting. And you thought that was bad. Watch the post interview reaction from Whoopi. She looks like she needs a cigarette.
Well, I'm just basking in the light. You know, it's pretty remarkable.
She's basking in the light. I'm just happy to see them happy because they're often joyless, including Joy Behar, proving yet again that she exists in some sad echo chamber on a parallel universe. Listen to this. She thinks the only reason someone would vote for Donald Trump is if they get bad information from other channels. And watch Kamala Harris nod along to this.
People are saying this could be the closest election in a century. I personally cannot understand why anyone would vote for him. A lot of it is, I think, he's getting bad information. People are getting bad information from other channels. Mm-hmm. But do you have an explanation for this at all?
Another terrible moment was this bit of gaslighting from the View ladies and Kamala, where they blamed the man who was tough on borders for the Biden-Harris administration's border crisis.
When you were here last, I asked about the border, which remains a top issue to voters. Yeah. And as you rightly pointed out, the former president blocked the strongest border security bill in decades.
Yes, they literally began dismantling every Trump-era policy on the border on day one. And that's why they had record numbers of illegal immigrants coming in. They recorded record numbers every single year of the Biden-Harris administration. And talking about gaslighting, listen to Ana Navarro blame Trump for the Biden-Harris administration's woeful response to Hurricane Helene. Apparently, Trump pointing out the White House's failings is what's really dangerous. Not all the folks without food, water, shelter who are not getting the help they need.
What do you think the effect of these lies are, and why is he doing this?
Well, it's profound, and it is the height of irresponsibility and, frankly, callousness.
Yeah.
So lives are literally at stake right now.
We know, Kamala, and just about every person interviewed in that region has spoken about it.
Wow. Wow. But before I go, I'm going to drop y'all with a post. How dare I go without talking about Kamala's plan being exposed for the black man, as they call it. Let's go.
Kamala Harris's opportunity agenda for black men is not what they're framing it to be. It's nothing for black men. It's a lift-all program. And this is the insulting part about the Democratic Party. They take programs meant for everyone and say, hey, look, black people, black men, this part can benefit you. Don't do that. Let me show y'all what y'all talking about. Because I'm cool personally with an agenda that's good for all of America. But don't lie to me and say that, okay, something's for me when it's for everybody. Let me give you an example. This here, as you can see on the screen, is from Kamala's opportunity plan for black men. It's nothing but her opportunity economy for everybody. But what her administration did was take out parts and say, okay, this particular part of this plan is going to be for black men. Like right here, you talk about, it sounds good, providing 1 million loans that are fully forgivable up to $20,000 to black entrepreneurs and others. That's the key word right there. Black entrepreneurs and others. And others, that's going right back to civil rights legislation that black people earned that they ended up using for other people. Black people always get grouped with others, and then what happens is when everyone gets the money, they say, oh, black people, no more money for you. This is insulting because you see right here, it's about the $5,000 and $50,000 initiative to help existing small businesses. Well, look here. This is directly from Kamala Harris' website. This is from her opportunity. Oh shit! I'm on the wrong page. There we go. This is directly from Kamala Harris' website right here, talking about the Harris-Walsh plan. And what do you see right there? $5,000 to $50,000. You see that? See, to me, if you ask me, that's the insulting part about it right there. If it's going to be for black people, make it for black people. Don't make it for everybody, then say, hey, black folks, this is for you. It's extremely insulting, and it's further pushing the benign black policy that we learned about in the Moynihan report, where basically the government in the Nixon administration came and said, we're going to, matter of fact, show you better than I can tell you. This is from the Moynihan report. This is actually from the White House. Let me pull this up, y'all. Let me pull this up. This is the Moynihan report. You see, this is a memo from the White House, January 16, 1970, from Moynihan to Nixon. This is a policy that both parties have used against black people, the Democrats more than anyone else, to act like they're giving us, to pay us fake attention while doing nothing for us. Go down to page 7 of the Moynihan report. It talks about how, in this report, it talks about how, during the 60s, black people were promised things that the government never intended on giving us. So what they did was they said the issues of race could benefit from a period of benign neglect. And it talks about how we may need a period in which Negro progress continues and racial rhetoric fades. And so it says, this is what they're going to do. It said, greater attention to Indians, Mexican Americans, and Puerto Ricans could be useful. A tendency to ignore provocations from groups like the Black Panthers might also be useful. That's basically a way of saying a way to ignore black people who are not controlled by the system speaking up for ourselves. So you see, there was a whole agenda that was set out by the government more than 50 years ago that we're still under till this day because, hey, that's how this country gets down. It's about benign neglect. It's about neglecting the people who built the country. And you see that here when you look at policies in the Harris-Walz administration. We're going to act like we're going to do something for you, but we're really not. It's really something for everybody. Versus Trump's plan. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of either side, but let's just tell the whole truth. It's not insulting when you say, okay, we're going to create a program that's going to benefit everyone. A plan like Trump's proposed tax break on car interest loans, car loan interest. This here, along with some of his other plans, no tax on tips, no tax on overtimes. This is something that benefits all Americans. The same way Kamala's opportunity agenda, opportunity economy benefits all Americans. I'm okay with programs that benefit all Americans, whether given to me by a Republican or a Democrat. Look, I pay taxes. I'll take anything this government, as far as benefit goes, gives to me.
Wow. So now you see that Kamala and the Walz administration is just pretty much duping y'all. So check this out. With this, I'm up out of here. And it go a little something like this. Hit it. Check this out. This Kamala Harris.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to
the
Dressed Up Lie. I'm your host, Jackson. And today we're going to be listening to a question that was posed to Kamala Harris, the Democratic nominee, and who ran a part of that answer right now.
Well, listen, again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, Black people.
So I'm sitting here and I'm listening to that. So I'm very excited right now, but I really want to know if I'm wrong or if I'm right. Because my problem with this is does Kamala Harris support reparation? If she does not, should she demand votes from the Black communities that she just now witnessed that went through slavery, 250 years of slavery. You heard the response, all the way up to Jim Crow, all the way we're not on an even playing ground. So let's listen to the question one more time.
Do you support reparations for Black people?
So this is Kamala Harris' second response. And this response, I was really excited because with the first response, going through the history of slavery, that was great. Now watch the second response. Let's listen to the question again.
Do you support reparations for Black people? But no, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that starting at the same place and they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit Black children, Black families, Black homeowners. So if we focus on the specifics that have resulted in the greatest disparities, and we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. Listen, the reality also is this: any policy that will benefit Black people will benefit all of society.
So any policy that will benefit Black people will benefit all of society. And really, every time we have a Black person that's a nominee for president or that is president, then the world is excited for Black people. They the ones that give these interviews talking about, do you support reparation for Black people? It's not Black people giving these interviews. These are foreigners. These are, Middle Eastern. These are Hispanics. These are white, Jewish, Italian people giving these interviews because the whole world is expecting us to get some form of reparation. Let's listen to the question again.
Do you support reparations for Black people?
So now let's listen to Kamala Harris's last response. And it's the one that hurt me. This is the one that really hurt me. I'm going to play the question one more time and the response right behind it. So you can let me know if I'm wrong or if I'm right. But Black people deserve reparation. And in the Bible, in the book of Esther, Mordecai came to Esther when she was exalted up to be queen and reminded Esther, God has exalted you for a reason, to lift your people out of the miry clay. Now let's listen to this question and response, the last response by Kamala Harris.
Do you support reparations for Black people? Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only benefit Black people. No.
So,
wow. And this is who y'all want me to support? Got one thing for her. One thing.
Oh yeah, America's the place where your dreams come true and we don't care about your race. Someone tell Kamala Harris not that smile off her face. And what the fuck she done for the United States? What's up? Fuck Kamala Harris. Fuck Kamala Harris. She do the last 4 years. This bitch should be embarrassed. Fuck Kamala Harris. Fuck Kamala Harris. Left the borders wide open for the criminals and terrorists. Mainstream news station twisting up the narrative, pandering to Black people, switching up her heritage. She laughing at the state of our country like it's hilarious. America's time to let
I'm out, y'all.
all together saying fuck Kamala Harris. Hi Kamala, bye Kamala. We don't want you, bitch. Like Obama, we don't like Obama or his husband Mitch. Big Mike on that show, we know that wasn't the best country in the world. Stop trying to fuck with no hiding from the lies you helped destroy beside Biden. Inflated
Hold
gas
up.
prices, food rent.
Stop what you're doing.
The problem
Stop what
is the
you're
problem.
doing.
It's a fact.
Come and get some of that DanaJay hood seasoning, man. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss out on a DanaJay hood seasoning. You will never any other season again once you get that DanaJay hood season. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about that white dirt for all your vegetables and potatoes and anything from the garden, salads and everything. Also, if you want to put it on some fried chicken, that white dirt will be good. They got that Cajun.
Love every last one of y'all. I'm about here.
That Cajun
See y'all tomorrow. Peace.
baby. It take you to the mindset of the New Orleans, baby. That Cajun hit different. Then they have that, oh my goodness, they got that ooh child. Yes, sir. That ooh child. It's a little spicy, but it's the hood heat. So trust me, come some of that ooh child. Don't forget that seafood. Yeah, they got that seafood jumping off too. Man, you don't want to miss that. Shoo, it puts you in the mindset of the Chesapeake Bay, right in Baltimore. That's that DanaJay seafood. Last one, he got this thing called tropical. I mean, he have every citrus in there. Good God Almighty. Whew. And the good thing about it is all the seasonings that I just named is all purpose, and you can use it for anything. You can even buy 2 or more flavors and combine together. Man, I'm telling you, oh my goodness, that got me wanting to go get some of that DanaJay seasoning myself. But check it out. Last but not least, the prices are $6 for the small, $12 for the medium, $18 for the large, and $24 for the bag. I'm telling y'all, man, y'all don't want to miss this. Y'all don't want to miss it. Come and order your DanaJay Hood seasoning right now. Where can you order from? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I'm going to tell you. Go to DanaJay Spices at yahoo.com. Go to DanaJay Spices at yahoo.com. All right. Check y'all on the rebound. Can't wait till y'all get it. And remember, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. Be someone important. Be yourself. That DanaJay Hood season hit different, baby. Come in order.
Black president, that's Trump. No, we got President Trump, not President Trump. Sucker. He will never back down.
My whole crew, keeping it MAGA when we roll through.
Hey, when we roll through,
keeping it MAGA. My whole crew, keeping it MAGA when we roll through. Keeping it MAGA.
You know blacks voting Trump, I heard Biden's gonna fire us. But that's okay, cause Donald Trump's about to hire us. I pay the IRS, they send my bread to Ukraine. They killing getting abortions, that's the new way. The bands I chain, baby, I'm a rich slave. You voting Democrat, just know that come with 3K. The glove don't fit, they must have quit. OJ in his message to Alvin Bragg, Uncle Trump is innocent. I was just in the Bronx, I seen it with my own eyes. It's a red wave, baby, I'm a patriot for life. Robert De Niro, ooh boy, we laughing at you. Let me guess, Donald Trump raped you too? Trump just ain't running against Biden at all. I blame the fake news, baby, they the virus. BBC, NBC, CNN. I blame Obama and Bush, the Clinton family too. Black president, Donald Trump. None of them niggas make me feel pissed. You know what I'm saying? I'm Michael Black man. Blacks for Trump, nigga. You hear what I'm trying to tell you to your face? If you don't understand me, get out of my face. Democrats gonna say, ooh, Chuba, when the layers on the island bed, come grab my cheetah from my toe to my head. I'm about to love her, right? You know she got begging. I'm give up some loving, she don't stop begging. I know you jealous about that, Democrat. Black president, Donald Trump, been spending most their lives living in a future paradise. Been wasting most their days, glorifying days long gone behind. Who of them who come to be? How many of them are you and me? Separation, come on. Separation. Everybody must stick together. That's right. Integration. Man. Boom, boom. They can't fight against the black man and the white man when we are in unity. You see what I'm saying? Come on. Stick together. Stick together. This is the roster speaking to your yes. Trump, black. You know what I'm saying? That black and white must unite. You know what I mean? Little more, you know, see? Right. Say what you gonna do now? Hope you're ready, cause I'm really about to put it down. Tell you that I will never disrespect you. Tomorrow, but tonight I want to spank you. That ass down, gotta make it last now. Start off so, and I'ma beat it up.
Your way into his place. You gave us nothing whole time. Kept that smile on your face. With people certain ain't no evil piece of shit running in. Come on, fuck Kamala Harris. Fuck Kamala Harris. What she do the last 4 years? This bitch should be embarrassed. Fuck Kamala Harris. Fuck Kamala Harris. Left the borders wide open for the criminals and terrorists. Mainstream news station twisting the narrative, pandering to black people, switching up her heritage. She laughing at the state of our country like it's hilarious. America's time to let them hear it. All together saying fuck Kamala Harris. Y'all been patient, seeing them pass laws for indoctrination on the children, God willing. Y'all fall in the pits of sin, and all I'm saying is your whole administration done the damaging. Now the whole world just sees United States of embarrassment. Talking about Kamala getting hearing it. What she done so far for this country? Hey, I'm just curious. While Biden's making speechless ass speeches. I'm serious. Everything y'all do just hurt to play. Kamala Harris. Fuck Kamala Harris. What she do the last 4 years? This bitch should be embarrassed. Fuck Kamala Harris. Fuck Kamala Harris. Left the borders wide open for the criminals and terrorists. Mainstream news station twisting up the narrative, pandering to black people, switching up her heritage. She laughing at the state of our country like it's hilarious. America's time to let them hear it. All together saying fuck Kamala Harris.
Come on, come on, come on. I'm live by the street code. Gotta get the money and the power, landing like a free throw. Now I'm going beast mode. Gotta live for the moment, I'ma tell you how the beat goes. Gon' shoot back. I'm really sick of you hoes. This how the story gon' go. Me and my niggas go hard. I run the streets like a god. Strap on my boots while I'm smoking that gas. I'm in a fast car going fast. On the level of a thing you can't pass. And if it was a battle, you gon' finish last. On the phone as a queen, still handle her business. I am the grittiest. Don't get it twisted. Come down just to empty my clip. Come on, get what I want. If you got it, I get it. You bitches